overview of Bhagavatam, and then how Bhagavatam Lord Krishna himself that we have heard, and then the whole summary of Bhagavatam in just 1 hour. After that, the first canto of Bhagavatam, second canto, third canto, fourth canto, fifth canto, and now is the sixth canto. So we are in the sixth canto now. And in the sixth canto, as we have heard last time, how is the sixth canto divided? Sixth canto is about Poshana. Poshana is maintenance of the devotees by the Lord. In many ways, the Poshana is happening. Right now, the Poshana is happening through the Bhagavata Katha. From hearing the Bhagavatas, when we hear what these Vishnu Dutas are saying, and this Mahajana Yamaraja is saying, so through that, the Poshana is happening to us. So sixth canto is about Poshana. The first section is about Ajamila Charita and how the Lord was doing Poshana or nourishment, protection to Ajamila in the form of Harinama. That is the first section, the first part in the sixth canto. That's what we are hearing now. Second canto would be about Indra and Vishwarupa. Yeah. And third part would be about the hero Vritrasura. And the fourth part would be about Diti, how Diti was given Poshana to. This fourth one. We are in the first part now, about Ajamila. We have heard some in the past, in the last week, and hopefully today we will be hearing all about Ajamila Charita. Not so much to hear about Ajamila Charita, but through the Ajamila Charita, we hear about the glories of the Nama. The glories of the Nama as said by Vishnu Dutas and Yamaraja. So we will be hearing. So far, what we have heard in Ajamila Charita, the sixth canto, when Sukadeva Goswami, when Parikshit Maharaj was asking about how a jiva can be prevented from going to hell, protected from going to hell. Then answering to that question, Sukadeva Goswami gives 3 answers. First one is just do the atonement. Second one is, when he said no, that's not complete answer. Second one would be Jnana can destroy the sin. First answer was Punya can destroy the sin. That wasn't the complete answer. So second was Jnana can destroy the sin. Jnana can destroy the sin, but the roots of the sinning tendency still stays there. So the third answer was Bhakti can destroy totally, even the roots of the trees. In other words, the sinning mentality too. So those are the answers Sukadeva Goswami gave to Parikshit Maharaj. And that's when he says, see, Bhakti is so potent. And then he gives the example of Ajamila. So this Ajamila, as we have heard, he was a Brahmana, good Brahmana, but he fell victim to a prostitute and then spent a lot of his life doing all Papa Karma, right? And when he was 88 years old, it was time to leave the body, and the Yamadutas came to pull the soul out of the heart. Yeah. And till then, we have heard last time. What happened when the Yamadutas were trying to pull out Ajamila's soul from his heart? Who came there? Vishnudutas came there. So what's the conversation, the discussion between these Yamadutas and Vishnudutas? This will be the subject matter for us today. Okay, so we will go ahead, share the screen. That's our Sukadeva Goswami looking for our original spot. And here
We cannot see, Mataji.
Not there yet. Yes, I will show too much. Share. Where is this one here? Our original spot of Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadev Goswami is kind of little replaced by this. This is also a wonderful spot. This is Ajmila coming back to the spiritual realm. Okay, so what happened? Let's hear from the beginning. What happened? Actually, even before this, remember the last slide where these Yamadutas came and they were about to snatch Ajamila's soul out. And then what happened was this. I'm trying to share the first. Are you able to see the devotees? Yeah. Chapter 1.
Yes,
Yes, yeah, this is the one. See, this is the picture. Yahan pe. This is where the conversation was. Look at this. The Yamadutas. This is the Yamapasham. With the Yamapasham, they were trying to pull out the soul of Ajamila. And that's when these Vishnudutas came. And Vishnudutas were like, wait a minute, what's happening here? Stop. Please stop. They will be more graceful. The Vaikuntavasis will be more graceful and more peaceful. So these are the Vishnudutas. So when these Yamadutas were about to snatch the soul out of Ajamil, they were like, no, stop. Please stop. What's happening here? And then these Yamadutas, they, not all that information is present in the slides, but it was wonderful. So I wanted to bring that here. So this is the scenario, the Yamadutas. Yeah. So where is that? Yes. This is, yeah. So please wait. What's happening here? That's what Vishnudutas say. And then Yamadutas are like, what? Who are you? Where are you coming from? Whose servants are you? Who is your Lord? What are you doing here? This is the first time we have ever seen that Yamadutas ordered are questioned. You look so beautiful with those jeweled helmets. Look at your beautiful arms that you have and the garlands that you have on you. You look so effulgent that whole darkness that was there here is just dissipated. You look so wonderful and proper. And why are you doing this improper thing? We are the followers, messengers of Yamadharmaraja. So dharma. And we are here to do our dharma, to take this sinful Ajamila soul to the hell. So you look like dharma murtis. Why are you preventing us from doing our dharma of taking this sinful person to the hell? Then that's what Yamadutas question. Then Vishnudutas say, oh, you saying that you are doing your dharma? What is dharma? What do you think is dharma? What are the symptoms of adharma? How do you know who is the candidate for punishment? And what kind of punishments do you give? Oh, actually, even before that, we have to say this. These Vishnudutas, Srimad Bhagavatam explains that. After Yamadutas asks this question, these Vaikuntavasis, Vishnudutas, smiled. Yes, they smiled. Smile is always there on them. Huh? They smiled, and Sukadeva Goswami explains it. Their voice is like, with the rumbling, deep voice. then they ask these questions. What is dharma? What are the symptoms of dharma? Who do you think should be punished? How do you think should they be punished? These are the questions from the Vishnudutas. Then Yamadutas say, well, what we have heard is what is said in Vedas is dharma, and what is done against the Vedas is adharma. Okay, so for the first question, second questions, the Yamadutas have answered with the limited knowledge that they have received. Even before they answered the question, they said, this is what we heard. According to the knowledge that we have, what we have heard is dharma is whatever is said in the Vedas, and whatever was not done accordingly is adharma. Then, for the third question, who are the candidates for punishment? And what's the process of punishment? Now they are answering. This is Yamadutas. They're like, see, Lord Narayana is Vaikunthanatha. He's in the spiritual realm. But he controls this material realm through his energy, gunas, sattva guna, and rajo guna, and tamo guna. So in this way, Lord Narayana is controlling this world with the gunas. And all the jivas in this Brahmanda, they are influenced by these gunas. And because they are influenced by the gunas, they will do the karmas. So everyone in this Brahmanda are doing karmas. Either good karma or bad karma. But ultimately, they are all doing karmas and they would end up in hell because it is all related with the karma, sooner or later. So this way, oh Vaikuntavasis, you look so beautiful, you are very sinless. But these jivas in this material world, they are not like that. They are very sinful because they are constantly doing karma. They cannot stay without doing karma because they are under the influence of their false ego, influence of their polluted intelligence, their mind and their senses. They're constantly agitated and they have to do something. So everybody is in this karma. Because they're doing this karma, everybody sooner or later, they will have to come to the hellish planets to reap the fruits of their karma. This is what Yamadutas have said. It's a long conversation. We have cut it short. So this is what Yamadutas' understanding is, that everybody in this material world, there is nothing but karma only. All that can happen is papa or punya. Punya is for time being, they go to the heavenly planets and after that they come back. And if they don't do enough prayaschitta, then they will come to the hell. This is the knowledge of Yamadutas. And they say, so this is why. You look at this Ajamila. He has committed so much of papa. And he did not do atonement, prayaschitta. Say, when people do small papa, then they can do small prayaschitta. Big papa, they have to do big prayaschitta, atonements. That way they don't come to the hell. But he did not do any atonements. That's why he deserves punishment in the hell, and that's why we are taking him to the hell. And so in this way, they have answered the question of who are the candidates of punishment. Within the limited knowledge of Yamadutas, everybody in this material world are the candidates of punishment. Because everybody is stuck in the karma cycle. Sooner or later, everybody is the candidate for punishment. They have no clue of what is beyond this karma cycle. So they were very determined and perplexed. And they were wondering why this Vishnudutas have stopped them. So after saying that, after hearing this from Yamadutas, then Vishnudutas start to speak. What did they say? Oh, alas, alas, alas. What a pitiful condition. Whoever has to do the dharma rakshana, has to protect dharma, they are causing the troubles. Yamadharma Raja is so merciful and he's always fair. He protects the citizens here. So as his followers, the Yamadutas. That should be the case, but what is it that is happening here? Alas, if these innocent people are punished here, then where could they go and report? When those people who have to protect are punishing them, where can these innocent people go and report? Oh, what a pitiful condition. Alas, alas. That's what a Vishnu Dutta is saying. So what do they mean when Vishnu Dutta is saying? They're meaning that, oh, this innocent person is being punished. Innocent person? This Yamadutas are thinking. What did we say so far? We have told him all the list of sins that he has committed, starting from in the very beginning till the very end, till this 88-year-old man. In spite of saying all the sins that he has committed, Vishnudutas are still saying that he's innocent. They don't get it. They can't wrap their head around what Vishnudutas were saying. Then Vishnudutas understood that they can't get it because they haven't heard this before. Then Vishnudutas saying, haven't you heard him uttering the word Narayana? Just uttering the word of Narayana itself, that itself can burn not only the sins of these lives, sins of all the previous lives that he has accumulated. And now they go on describing the glories of the holy name, the effects of the holy name. The wonderful effects of the holy name. The effects of the holy name are so wonderful. That's why this is called glorification. So what are the effects of the holy name? So the holy name, one is the Vishnu Dutas are saying, this Ajamila, whatever sins that you think he has committed or he has committed, for all those sins, he has received perfect atonement. Are you talking about the atonement? Were you saying that he did not atone and that's why you want to take him to the hell? He has gone beyond atonement. Atonement not just of this life, of the previous lives also. By uttering the Lord's name once, Narayana, he has perfectly atoned himself. How did that happen? Because he uttered the name of the Lord in a helpless condition. When there is that ardrata, yearning, helplessness, calling out, just that calling out, one time calling out of Harinama like that can burn sins of millions of lives. Yeah, do you notice? That is a helpless chanting is chanting with ardratata is namabhasa. Namabhasa has that effect? Burning sins of millions of lives? Is this there is a word in Sanskrit where atisayokti. Is this glorification beyond what it is supposed to be? That's how we feel. One time uttering of namabhasa can burn sins of millions of lives. What is the tattva behind it? The tattva behind it. Because it should not be atisayokti for us. It is the reality. We would know that it is a reality when we know the tattva behind this. See, Nama tattva is Vishuddha tattva. Nama tattva is Bhagavat tattva. Vishuddha tattva. Vishuddha tattva is transcendental, means beyond tamoguna, rajoguna, and sattva guna of this world, it's not Shuddha Sattva. Shuddha Sattva is transcendental. The Sattva present that is in this world is always mixed with either a little bit of Tamo or Rajoguna. There is no pure Sattva in this material world. So this holy name is Vishuddha Sattva. So it is at this realm. And when the consciousness of the Jiva hits peak in Nama Bhasa, it's really hitting peak. When the yawning of the soul comes out, then it transcends the consciousness beyond Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Sattva Guna, and then it touches the Shuddha Sattva. So that has happened. The sins happen because of the effect of Rajoguna and Tamoguna. And when the consciousness is touching the Shuddha Sattva, even if it's for a moment, then the consciousness has transcended. At that moment, there is no sinning mentality. At that moment, there is no effect of Rajoguna, Tamoguna at all. Whatever effect was there in the past is all gone and transcended. When a person utters Nama Bhasa, even one word, the thing is, that is one time uttering of Nama Bhasa. Transcended for that moment, for that Nama, yes, just that it has to continue. Continue like that. Generally, for us as sadhakas, when we are in the clearing phase of Nama Bhasa, sincerely try to chant, we are still in the clearing phase. So we are getting there. This Nama Bhasa that Ajamila uttered is almost at the clearing. The whole clearing phase is over and then it hit there. Now the consciousness has transcended there. It was not Shuddha Nama yet. Nama Bhasa only transcended there. So if the consciousness of the devotee can be maintained in that Nama Bhasa state, then that devotee will be sinless because it's beyond Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Effect of Rajoguna, Tamoguna. That is why Kirtaniya Sada Hari. For us to be sinless, not to have the effect of Rajoguna, Tamoguna on us, we should be having the shield of Nama at all times. When we are off the shield, then we are in the samsara, full of Rajoguna, Tamoguna. That's why Kirtaniya Sada Hari, always 24/7 chanting, 24/7 smana, that will keep us in the constant, untouched state, untouched Rajoguna and Tamoguna state. Yeah, that's how the sinless state is maintained. So that is the tattva behind the Nama Bhasa, or what to speak of Shuddha Nama. So, so that's one thing, perfect atonement. And then second thing is when we are uttering the Lord's name, Narayana, Krishna, this is beyond atonement. So one effect of Nama is perfect atonement, no doubt about it. That's a byproduct. But something that happens when we utter Nama that does not happen when somebody is just doing prayaschitta and karmakanda is attracting Lord's attention. When we are calling Krishna, Narayana, then the Lord will be like, wait a minute, somebody call me. So we are attracting his attention like that. And does that happen only when we focusly, attentively call out? Focusly, attentively call out is wonderful. But the Nama is so powerful in any state. It is effective in all modes. All modes. Sanketyam parihasyam va, stobam helanam eva va, vaikuntam nama grahanam, asheshadham, asheshaharam viduhu, ashesha agam haram viduhu. Sanketyam va. Sanketyam is indicating. It's like if you say the name of the Lord, indicating something. Like in Najmila's case, he was calling his son. His son, whose name is Narayana. He's not calling the Vaikuntha Natha Narayana. So he's indicating his son. Like if somebody asks us, oh, where is the Hare Krishna temple? And if they say, oh, the Hare Krishna temple is that way. They're just indicating, they're not even knowing what that Nama Krishna means. So Sanketya, even to show Sanketa, even indicating Sanketyam, Parihasyam va. Parihas means parihasam is joking, making fun, like this. Oh, these Hare Krishnas, they just jump up and down, up and down. So when somebody wants to say they're very happy in the kirtan, and if they're just say it jokingly, oh, these Hare Krishnas jump up and down. Even that, because they said these Hare Krishnas, Hari Namam is there, Krishna Namam is there, they get the benefit. And Stobam. Stobam is all these people outside, right? The musical recitals. They may not have much devotion. They just they're paid concerts. Yeah. So they just sing. Their focus is only to sing musically, melodiously. They don't have to have devotion. So that is Stobam. Stobam is using the holy name for entertainment. In one word, holy name, using the holy name for entertainment. That we have to be mindful, dear devotees. Whenever we are in kirtan, how is our kirtan going on? That we have to be mindful. Stobam is just focused on the musical aspect of the nama. And Helanam. Helanam is almost kind of insulting or neglecting, like that. Yeah. So if somebody says, oh, this Hare Krishna, in a way, not in a very positive aspect, even the Helanam also, even any of these modes, this word Hari, Krishna, Narayana, Lord's words are coming, they're still potent. So it is beyond atonement. It's attracting Lord's attention. It is effective in all modes. Okay, does somebody have to know that when they say Hari or Krishna or Narayana, do they have to know how potent they are? It's like this. Does the patient have to know all the pharmacokinetics of a blood pressure machine, blood pressure medicine? They don't have to know. So if after I swallow this, it gets into the stomach, and then the metabolism is this. They don't have to know the chemistry of that. They just take the medicine and the blood pressure comes down, like that. So the holy name, nobody has to know the real effect of it. You just take it, you will have the effect. So in this way, holy name can be taken in all modes, even if they know it or not knowing it. Ajnanat adava jnanat, uttama shloka namayat. When somebody takes the nama of the uttama shloka, who is the Lord, then sankirtitam agam pumso. Agam pumso, pumsa of the people, and their agam is papam. Yeah. Dahet, it will burn. So sankirtitam agam pumso dahet. How does it burn? The comparison is edho yadhanala. Like the fire burns the dry leaves. The sankirtitam, the namam, when it is taken, it can just burn the things like that. So that way, the holy name is effective in all modes. Even somebody knows or unknowingly, still the holy name is effective. That's independent of chanter's knowledge. Oh, how powerful it is. Even if somebody doesn't know it, it is still going to be effective, like the blood pressure medicine thing. And holy name can counteract not just the smallest sins, but the biggest sins. And as we have heard, the holy name can uproot the sinful desires. So these are all the effects of the holy name. perfect atonement burns the sins, not only sins, but the roots of the sins. It awakens the bhakti, attracts the attention of the Lord. And even if the chanter knows that it works or not, it's still, the holy names is still going to have its effect. And whatever mood might be, the holy name is still going to have its effect on the chanter. Yeah, and it uproots all the sinful tendencies too. So in this way, the holy name has infallible action. These are all the effects of the holy name. As we are hearing the effects of the holy name, this reminds me of Sri Sikshashtakam, especially the first verse. When compared to the description of the effect of the holy name there in the first verse, the Nama Tattva, I am just thinking as we are hearing this. These are the descriptions, wonderful descriptions. And the continuation of these descriptions can be the first verse of Sri Sikshashtakam. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivanam anandam buddhivartanam Pratipadam purnamrita swadanam sarvatmasnapanam. Those are the flames of Sankirtana. So only one or two of those are described here. Everything that is mentioned about, it's a perfect atonement. Those are all the actions of the holy name. And these are all indicating the potency of the holy name. So most of whatever has described here would just fall in the Cheto Darpanamarchanam and Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvapanam. Yeah. Even prior to that, because Cheto Darpanamarchanam is, the Ahammameti concept is wiped away. And we don't see any of that here, Ahammameti concept being wiped away. It's just the sins are burnt and sinful tendency is taken away. So whatever is said in Sri Sikshashtakam can be continuation of what is said here in Bhagavata. So these are the glories that are uttered by Vishnudutas. Vishnudutas, and this way Vishnudutas is saying, see, this is the answer for your perplexion. You think Ajamila is sinful? He does not have a sin, not only of this life, but all the previous lives. He has attained perfect atonement and he has perfectly purified. And you think Ajamila did not really chant very focusingly with devotion, and that's why he did not have the all these potent effects? No, the holy name, in any mood it is chanted, it's going to have its effect. And like the fire burns all the grass, the dry leaves, the holy name can burn. So in this way, Ajamila is sinless. And you are trying to punish a sinless person, innocent person. Now take off your noose, the Yamaraja's noose, the Yamapasham. So the Vaikuntavasis, this Vishnudutas, they just take the Yamapasham away. They free Ajamila from the Yamapasham. And then Ajamila, this is all happening inside in the subconsciously, right? So he was looking at Vishnudutas, he heard what all Vishnudutas has said. He already heard what Yamadutas had to say. Now Ajamila is coming to his senses and he offered his pranams to Vishnudutas and he wanted to utter something, say something to Vishnudutas. Then Vishnudutas disappeared. Then Ajamila, he was just thinking, is this real? Really? And he started feeling all this. All I did was just try calling my son's name, Narayanam. That's all I did. Is this real that this has happened to me? This is the glory of the holy name, the potency of the holy name. One time I uttered Narayana, that too to call my son, but still the Lord was so merciful that his name was uttered and he sent the Vishnu Dutas to me to free me from the Yamapasha. Oh my goodness. The Nama of the Hari. Is it so powerful? He saw it. He realized. And then he started feeling like this. Oh my goodness. What I have done with my life. How sinfully I have behaved. I left my wife and my parents away. And I married this prostitute. I did so many things that are unsafe. So many sins that I have performed. I didn't care for my parents, it's nothing. And I was really about to go hell, and I was supposed to go to hell. Wow, such a sinful condition. Amen. How many sins I have done. So he's regretting for all the sins that he has done. And is becoming aware of his current situation, how sinful he was, and how vulnerable he is to do the sins. He's understanding his position. And then the gratitude started coming in his heart. Wow, such a sinful person am I. And still, the Lord sent this Vishnu Dutas. Oh my goodness, it could be because of whatever little bit of devotion that I might have done in the past. I am so grateful to the Lord and the Vishnu Dutas that they have sent to release me from this Yamapasha. Just even without devotional service, when I have uttered the holy name, if this is the result, then what would be my condition if I do the devotional service? Who am I? Such a sinful me? And what is this holy name, Harinama? Such effulgence and potency? I do not want to leave this Harinama. I want to go to Haridhama. And now he has appreciated the holy name. Now the determination is coming up within his heart. I don't want to go to material life. I don't want to go back to that material life that I was in. I want to go back to Godhead. I want to go to Vaikuntha Dhama. Oh my goodness. How is this living entity victimized? How this jiva can be under the influence of the modes and behave like how I did. I do not want to fall under the influence of these modes. I want to go to Haridhama. He has decided, determined. And then he gave up all his lusty desires. And he went to Haridwar. After this, he went to Haridwar. And for 12 years, he did the devotional service, Nama Japa and Bhakti in Haridwar. Yeah. And he was thinking, the continuation of this is, when I have chanted holy name, just like that one time without my knowledge, I could see that I could have the darshan of the Vishnu Dutas, and my Yamapasa was also taken out. What would happen to me if I chant intentionally, not unintentionally like I did, but intentionally, not calling out the sun, but calling out the Lord? If I do this bhakti and nama intentionally, calling out the Lord and not committing any more sins, what would happen to me? So like that, he was determined and he went to the Haridwar and he did the 12 years of Nam Bhajan, Bhakti. And at the end of that, the Vishnudutas, they really came. And that's the Vaikuntha plane, where Ajamila was taken onto the plane and then back to the spiritual realm, to the Vaikuntha Dhama. So this is how Ajamila, he was determined after he got a little effect of the Nama Bhasa. Yeah. And so in this way, the Ajamila was saved from the hellish planets. And Sukadeva Goswami says, if somebody hears this narration is so powerful that they will never go to the hellish life. This is Phala Shruti. This is Phala Shruti. Shruti is hearing. Phala is fruit. So this is the result of hearing, Phala Shruti. One who hears this will not go to hellish planets, never approached by Yamadutas, and he will be respectfully received and worshipped in the spiritual realm, Vishnu Loka. Why is it like that, dear devotees? Because this is very much relevant to us. One good thing Ajamila did was, one thing that Ajamila did not do was Nama Parada. And after that, however the holy name is taken, without voluntarily, intentionally disrespecting holy name, that itself has all its effect. So this is unintentionally, one time. And here we are given this Nama, right? And we are doing this Nama every day. And as we have discussed in the last class, when we are sincerely doing the Nama to the best of our capacity, gratefully, being grateful can help us a whole lot, will not make us feel beaten up. So this beaten up feeling comes when there is a lot of expectation and then turmoil and this and that, all this. Instead of all that, this Nama is giving to me. Krishna, you gave this Nama, you gave this time, and you are allowing me to do the japa. Very gratefully, I will do this Nama. Just simply, gratefully, as much as possible. If we simply do the japa, then the Nama Bhasa stage is happening. Clearing phase happens. Okay? So gradually, like that, over a period of time, the Nama Bhasa stage happens, the clearing happens, and we'll be taken close to the Shuddha Nama. Because we are avoiding aparadha, not intentionally doing, intentionally disrespecting the holy name. Yeah. Intentional disrespecting is chanting one time, doing something else on the other side, like that. See, this is our prescribed 16 rounds. We want to just do the Nama. Kirtaniya Sadahari will happen. Cooking and chanting, driving and chanting, and all those things, yes, they can happen. Always remembering Krishna can happen. But it's like when we are calling out the Lord, that during japa time, right? So we want to be with the VIP as much as possible without any deviation from that VIP, like that. So when we are doing in that mood, the Nama Bhasa will slowly, the clearing phase will happen and will be taken like that, back to the spiritual realm. So that is what is given to us. And very fortunately, we are all in the beginning stages, at least in the beginning stages of Nama Bhasa, because when there is sincerity and when we are doing our best, that is the Nama Bhasa stage. So that all this has happened with Ajamila. But, and this Vishnudutas, they left back to their place, to Vaikuntha, after leaving Ajamila. But the Yamadutas, their questions are still kind of unanswered. They have heard it from the Vishnudutas. All that they have heard is, why do you think this person is sinful? No, he is not sinful because all his sins are burnt. That's all they heard. And they could not understand anything because they haven't heard anything like that before, the Yamadutas. So they went to Yamadharmaraj, to the Lord of Samyamani. And Yamadutas, they were perplexed, confused. And this did not happen to them before. What? We are stopped like this? So they went to Yamadharmaraj, and now they are venting out. They cannot really say much to their boss, but they were really frustrated because they couldn't understand what has happened. They were insulted, they were stopped. So Parikshit Maharaj also asked the same thing. He was saying, oh, Sukadeva Goswami, such a thing generally does not happen, because Yamadharmaraja's will, if his order is not followed in this material world, then the people will have doubts about him. So what happened after that? After Ajamila was set free, Vishnudutas also left. What happened after that? What did Yamaraja think about it? Can you tell me about that? And then Sukadeva Goswami says, oh yeah, of course. These Yamadutas, they went to the king of Samyamani, Yamadharmaraja. And you know what they said? They said, oh, sir, our dear Lord, please tell us how many controllers are there in this world? Well, we can understand there can be many judges, but can you tell us how many controllers are there? It looks like there is more than one controller. Well, this can really cause confusion and chaos. If there is more than one protocol to follow on a sinful person, if one controller says, no, you don't punish him, and the other controller says you should punish him, it's going to cause a lot of confusion. So please tell us this. We thought you are the controller, the supreme controller. And we went there to snatch that Ajamila soul to this hellish planet. But he uttered Narayana, and these 4 heavenly people just came in. Who are these 4 effulgent people? They said Vishnudutas. Who are these Vishnudutas? And what about this word Narayana? We don't understand. So those are the perplexities that Yamadutas had, and they placed that to the Yamadharmaraja. He is the boss there. He could have said, with the mood that they are asking, with the tone they are questioning, he could have said, I am going to punish you first. Yamadharmaraj could have said that, because these Yamadutas were, yes, they were perplexed, but they were not so respectful too. Out of their frustration and perplexity, what did Yamadharmaraj do? Was he really affected by that at all? Even after hearing those words from Yamadutas, Yamadharmaraja, in spite of being angry with their tone and with their mood, Yamadharmaraja was blissful, because he heard that word Narayana, and he heard that word Vishnudutas. That's it. He was so happy. He had no thought of punishing anybody. He didn't care if that was a disrespectful mood or not. All he cared was, wow, Narayana word. Wow, Vishnudutas. And he's a Mahajana. Yamadharmaraja is a Mahajana. So these Mahajanas, just one word is enough for them to go into trance. So this Yamaraj, as soon as he heard that, he went into trance. He was absorbed in the thought of lotus feet of Lord Hari in his heart. And then he started answering the questions of Yamadutas. First question was, Ajamila just uttered One time, Narayana. Huh? Are you not the supreme controller? So that was the first question. We thought you are the supreme controller. Are you not the supreme controller? That's the first question. And the second thing was, these 4 Vishnudutas just came in and they set Ajamila free. Who are these Vishnudutas? Second question. And the third thing that they could not put wrap their neck around was, what was that happening? Why did Ajamila, why did he get saved? Is there something more that we do not know? What we know is everybody in this world, they perform karma, so they can be subjected to sin. Is there something beyond this karma? What has happened there with Ajamila? We don't understand that. What is it? That was the third question. So for these 3 questions, Yamadharmaraja answers. The first one was, he says, no, I am not the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is in the spiritual realm. And he is controlling not only all the jivas here, including me. He is controlling all the demigods also. Yeah. So Supreme Lord is controlling everybody, including the demigods, including me. As the bulls are controlled by the string that goes through their nose, and the bull controlled by the bullock cart driver, all of us, all the jivas, all the demigods, including me, we are all controlled. We are all like bulls, and the Supreme Lord is like bullock cart driver, controlling us with the rope going through the nose of the bull. So he is the supreme controller. Even the demigods and rishis, they cannot understand him. And the next point, Mahajana, Yamadharmaraja says, this is a beautiful one. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura, he emphasizes this point again and again. Yamadharmaraja says that his position is like eyes. The eyes can see the whole body, but the body cannot see the eyes. So, Supreme Lord is the seer. The Jiva Tattva is not the seer. Jiva Tattva is only seen. Only the Bhagavad Tattva is the seer. On the same note, we are not the doers. We are not the seers. We are not the doers. He is the seer. He is the doer. We think we are the seers and doers, and we try to control, and we have the plans of how to control. But once we get to know, whoa, wait a minute. He is the seer. He is the doer. Like that. So Yamadharmaraja says like that. Like the eyes that can see the whole body, but the body cannot see the eyes. So Supreme Lord is like the eyes. And that's about the Supreme Lord. He says that. And then he says about the Vishnudutas. These Vishnudutas, they are very much similar to the Supreme Lord. Yeah? Because that is Sarupya Mukti. Sarupya Mukti. Sarchti means all the opulence that the Lord has, they also have. They also have jeweled helmets. They also have Vajra Vaiduryas, everything. They just don't have only 2 things that Lord Narayana has. On the chest is the Srivatsa mark, and in the neck is the Kaustubha gem. These are the only 2 things that rest of the Vaikuntavasis or Vishnudutas don't have. Otherwise, they have all the opulence of the Lord, Sarchti. They look like the Lord. Yeah, Sarupya. And they stay close to the Lord, Samipya. And the third question. So what was it? Okay, Supreme Lord and Vishnudatta, but what has happened there? How come Ajamila was saved? Isn't he sinful? Then Yamadharmaraj says that. What does he say? Dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranitam navai vidu rushayo napi deva Na siddha mukhya asura manushyaha kutona vidyadara charanadaya. Kutona vidyadara charanadayaha. Can you identify, dear devotees? We have heard these names in the past. Who are Vidyadharas? Who are Charanas? Who are Siddhas? These are all the residents of the upper planetary systems. So Yamadharmaraja is saying, Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. This dharmam, Bhagavad dharma. Here, dharma is sakshat bhagavat pranitam. It's given sakshat by Bhagavan. And navai vidur rishayo napi devaha. Navai vidur. Vidur is knowing. And this cannot be understood. This Bhagavata dharma that is given by the Lord, Bhagavata dharma is bhakti. What is the dharma of the Bhagavatas? Who has taken shelter of Bhagavan? Bhakti. That's Bhagavata dharma. This bhakti cannot be understood by Rishaya or Devas. They cannot understand that. Not even the Siddhas, not even the Asuras, not the Manushyas, not the Vidyadharas, not Charanadayas. Means he has quoted all the residents of all the upper planetary systems. Na Rishayo in the Tapoloka, and Na Siddha in the Siddha Loka, Siddha and Tapoloka, Janaloka, and not the Asuras, not even the lower plant systems, not the Manushas, not the residents in the Bhuloka world too, and not the Vidyadharas, not the Charanas, not the demigods. So quoted everybody. In other words, all the people that you know, oh Yamadhutas, nobody can understand. Starting from the upper planetary systems, lower planetary system, nobody can understand that Bhagavad Dharma. Then who can understand that? 12 Mahajanas know about this Bhagavad Dharma. And he quotes all the names of the Mahajanas, and Yamadharmaraja is one of them. So in this way, he gives the answers to the Yamadhutas. And the last thing Yamadharmaraja says is, it is his turn to see the glories of the holy name. Vishnudutas have said that. Yeah, all the effects of the holy name, how powerful it is. Perfect atonement like that. Now we want to hear from Yamadharmaraja. What is he saying about this? Bhagavata Dharma, Nama, Bhakti, anything related to Bhagavan. What does he say? This Bhagavata Dharma is the real Dharma of human being. Here, by the way, Yamadharmaraja said, see, none of these 14 planetary systems, nobody from these 14 planetary systems can understand the Bhagavad Dharma. And he also says, how can you expect to understand? That's to the Yamadutas. So they were not so much perplexed then. When they heard that, okay. So there is a reason why we didn't know this Bhagavad Dharma. They knew their position. So whatever perplexity, whatever restlessness they had, that is settled down by this time with the answer of Yamadharmaraja. If all these great personalities cannot understand Bhagavad Dharma, how do you expect you to understand? And then he says, yeah, only 12 Mahajanas know about this Bhagavad Dharma, and now he's saying the glories of this Bhagavad Dharma Bhakti. This is the real Dharma of the human being, not the karma, but Bhagavata Dharma. Human being is meant for this Bhagavata Dharma, the Bhakti. See how Ajamila is delivered? You have seen this, right? You have noticed how potent this Bhakti is. That is even without proper pronunciation, you said. He said Narayana. That powerful is this Bhakti, this Nama. All those people, all the jivas who are really so much into Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, they can't understand this Bhagavad Dharma. You know why? Because, again, the tattva here is, when the jiva is so much attached to what it has to get from this Maya Shakti here, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, when it is so much attached to this Daivi Maya here, Bahirangika Shakti, then how can it It transcends Bahiranga Shakti. It is attached to Bahiranga Shakti. Dharmartha Kama is attachment. Moksha is at least transcending, but not connecting to the Lord. That is Namabhasa only, moksha. Yeah. So one who is caught up with this dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, they cannot understand bhakti. They cannot understand the glories of the name. And then he says two things. Well, with this, our Katha ends. These are the two beautiful things. So far, he has answered. Who is that Supreme Lord? Supreme Lord is Narayana. It's not. So including me, everybody is controlled by him. He answered that. Second one is about the Vishnu Dutas. Third one is about the Bhagavata. After saying all this, now coming to the Ajamala's question. Okay, see, now that you have understood that Bhagavad Dharma is so great, the performance of the Bhagavad Dharma, the Bhaktas are also so great. And he says this. Te deva siddha parigita pavitra gatha ye sadhava samadrisho bhagavat prapannaha tannopasidata hare kadaya bhikuttam naisham vayam nachavaya prabhavama dande. These two shlokas, beautiful ones. These are the last ones. Yamaraj is saying he has glorified the Bhagavad Dharma, Bhakti. Yeah, that Bhakti is not understood by anybody, only by the Mahajanas. And also that is the real Dharma of the human being. And he's saying who to bring to him, to the Yamadharmaraja, and who not to bring. Because they were trying to get Ajamila to the hell, to Yamaraja. But Vishnudutas came and stopped. So he's explaining to the Yamadutas why Vishnudutas came and stopped in bringing Ajamila to the hell. Because Te Deva Siddha Parigita Pavitra Gita. This is beautiful. All the Devas, all the Siddhas, even the Devas and Siddhas, the upper planetary system, Parigita Pavitra Gita, they are reciting the glories of Pavitra Gada. The Pavitra is very sacred. Gada. They are all the residents in the upper planetary systems are also, they are glorifying. They are glorifying who? Ye sadhava samadrisho bhagavat prapannaha. They are glorifying the sadhavas. Dear devotees, please hear this. Now this is the answer. All the Suralokas, residents of the Suraloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Maharloka, Deva, Siddha, Devatas, Siddhas, everybody, they are glorifying who? The sadhavas. How are these sadhavas? Samadrisha. Their vision is sama, equally. They have spiritual vision. Bhagavat prapannaha. They took the prapatti of Bhagavan. So they are glorifying this sadhavas. Tan no upasidata harer gadayabhiguptan. Tan na upasidata. Do not go near them. Because Harir gadayabhiguptan. Harir Kaumudaki Gada is encircling them, protecting them. This sadhavas who has taken Bhagavat Prapanna. Naisham Vayam Nachavaya Prabhavama Dande. Naisham Vayam. Not Naisham Vayam. These devotees, these sadhavas, Vayam, myself, Nachavaya, not the time. Prabhavama Dande can punish. So I or the time cannot punish these sadhavas who have taken Bhagavat Prapanna And who is being glorified? Even the Devas and Siddhas. Do not even go near to them, because they are encircled by the Kaumodaki Gada of Hari and has been protected by Hari. Do not go near them. In other words, he's saying this is what you have tried to do to Rajamila. He said, Narayana. And you were trying to snatch his soul out of the heart. Do not go to anybody who is uttering the names of Lord Hari, because they're always protected by Lord Hari. They're praised by Siddhas and Devatas. Like that. Okay. Now, these Yamadutas are getting different classes now. So far, all the curriculum was, what are the karmas? What kind of hellish punishments should be given? Does this Jiva need to go into the Vaitarani hell or in the Kumbhipaka hell? So this is the curriculum that I have heard so far. Now this is a different curriculum. This is a different chapter that they are hearing. Okay, so they should not go near to the devotees. Then okay, then who should we bring? Who should we bring to you? Jivvana Vakti Bhagavat Gunanamadeyam Chetaschana Smarati Taccharanaravindan Krishnayano Namati Yachiraye Kadapi Tananayatvam Asato Akrita Vishnu Krityan Jihvana Vakti, Jihva tongue, Na Vakti. If the tongue is not reciting Bhagavat Guna Namadeyam, Guna and Nama of Bhagavan, Chetas Nasmarati Tat Charanaravindam. If their chitta is not doing the smarana of the Lord's Charanaravindam, Krishnaya no namati yachiraye kadapi. If there is no nama, namaskaram, or pranams to Krishna, to the deity form of Krishna at least one time, tan anayadvam asato akrita Vishnu krityam tan anavadyam. Bring those people. Asato, they are not sat. They are not devotees. So bring those non-devotees who does not recite the nama or guna of the Lord, whose chitta is not thinking the lotus feet of Lord Hari, and who is not bowing down to the Lord in the deity form, and Akrita Vishnu Krityan, who are not following Akrita, not doing Vishnu Krityan, the devotional activity, Vishnu Krityan. So in other words, who don't go near the devotees, get all those who are not devotees, in a nutshell. That's what Yamaduta, Yamadharmaraj said to the Yamadutas. So in that way, Yamadharmaraj, he has glorified the Bhakta, the Bhagavat Dharma, Bhakti. And then he gave the clarity to Yamadutas of who he should not go near to and who should be brought to the hell. And finally, Sukadeva Goswami is now winding down the whole topic of the Poshana by the Nama, saying that the Nama, it's the most auspicious one, most purifyingly, potently purifying one. Even more potent than the rituals is Bhakti. And whoever takes the Nama, they will never again take to the material activities. And Yamadutas do not come close to the devotees. Yamadutas don't come close to the devotees is just a small by default thing. But what happened to Ajamila? He went back to the spiritual realm. That's the product, end result. Everything else is just a byproduct. So that's all the devotees. That is about the Poshana. Poshana of, that's the Poshana by the Nama. I'm looking for a good slide where we can do our summary. This is Yamadharmaraja. This is Samyamani. We'll change the location. We have heard, this is good, our original one. That's Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadeva Goswami. So what have we heard about Poshana of the Ajamila, especially in the discussion between Vishnudutas and Yamadutas. So Vishnudutas, they stopped Yamadutas from taking the soul of the Ajamila from his heart. And then the conversation. Yamadutas asked, Vishnudutas asked, do you know what dharma means? Do you know what adharma is? Do you know who should be punished? Do you know what kind of punishment should be given? And then Yamadutas have answered. Whatever is said in the Veda is the dharma, and whatever is not done accordingly is adharma. And who are to be punished? In a nutshell, everybody in this material world is under the influence of the gunas. So sooner or later, everybody should be punished. And this is why, especially when they don't do the atonement. This Ajamila, he didn't do the atonement. And that's why we are punishing him. We want to take him. Then Vishnudeva say, wait a minute. No, you cannot take him because he's sinless. You cannot take a sinless person, innocent person to hell. And they think, what? Yes, he's sinless because then the Vishnudutas, they described all the potency of the Harinama. How holy name is, how the holy name, yes, is perfect atonement. It attracts Lord's attention. It awakens bhakti. It's perfect purification. And however the holy name is chanted, it is going to have its effect, and its effect is very complete. So much complete that as the fire can burn the dry leaves completely, the holy name can perfectly burn all the sins, including the sinning tendency. All that was said by the Vishnudutas. And after hearing that, after that they set Ajamila free, and Ajamila, he sees it all, he heard it all, and then he feels regretful. Dear devotees, do you recall? Where is this from? The same thing. This is Dainya. Namna makari bahuda nija sarva shakti tatra arpita niyamita smaranena kala. Oh Bhagavan, all the shaktis in this nama, and you are here right in front of me. And you don't have any rules and regulations imposed upon me. But look at my unfortunate dusthiti. I do not have any attachment for you. I don't care. I don't care about you, my Lord. Such a pitiful condition, regretting. And look at me. This is my halat. So disturbed, so disconnected. Being aware of our real condition. And then gratitude, the Trinadapi, the humility part arises. The humility is and gratitude are two sides of the coin. They go together. Humility and gratitude. Such gratitude that, so in spite of me offending you all this time, you're still waiting on me. Yeah. So that gratitude part, this is all together. Dainya. Dainya is the portion of bhakti. Dainya bhava is the portion of bhakti that strongly bonds the jiva with the Bhagavan. So yeah, here in this case of Ajamila, all this happened and the determination was there. So he did 12 years of devotional devotion, and he took the nama, this time with intention. With intention with affection. It was without intention. Now this is with intention and with affection. Our sadhana, our japa, if it is with intention and with affection, then the nama bhasa will be pretty quick. So Ajmila, he went back to the spiritual realm after his 12 years of bhakti yoga. And after that, we heard from the king of Samyamani, Yamadharmaraj. When they had, Yamadutas had the questions of, who, that he just uttered word Narayana, and this Vishnudutas, that's it. Yamadharmaraj was ecstatic to hear those words. He didn't care about how improper and disrespectful these Yamadutas were. And he started answering about the Supreme Lord, the Vishnudutas, and Bhagavata Dharma, and the glories of Bhakti or Nama. Bhakti is the real Dharma of the human being. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur quote, chanting is our eternal occupation. Japa is our eternal occupation. Because Bhakti is the real Dharma of human being. Chanting is eternal occupation means what? Japa means, chanting means, japa means we are with Hari. Harinama is being with Hari, right? Isn't the Dharma of Jiva to be with the Bhagavan? It's like that. That's why chanting is the Swadharma. Yeah. And then he gives clarity to the Vishnuduta, to the Yamadutas. See, this is who you bring, this is who you don't go close to. Do not go near the Sadhava who took Bhagavat Prapanna, who are Samadrisha, the devotees. But bring those whose tongue doesn't utter the Nama or Guna of the Lord, whose Chitta doesn't think of the lotus feet of the Lord, and who doesn't bow down to the deity of the Lord. Bring them. So after explaining the glories of the Bhagavata Dharma and Nama, Yamadharmaraja concludes that, and Sukadeva Goswami says how the holy name is most auspicious, purifying, potent, very potently purifying. And devotees will not go back to the material activities. And as we have concluded, the potency of the Nama is to take us to Dhamma. That's the potency of the Nama. Nama takes us to the Dhamma. Everything else is simply a byproduct. We'll pause here, dear devotees. Thank you all so very much.